So you guys have probably seen my transformation, and the steroids accusations around it, and rightfully so. And I just wanted to tell you guys that everything was planned from day one. I decided to hop on gear. It was a small cycle, 300 EQ, 300 tests, 300 masterone, a little bit of Anavar and MK as well. And I did this for 16 months. I planned everything all along because I knew I was gonna, Greg was gonna make a video on me at some point. So as soon as it was the 16-month line, I hopped off and, reached out to Greg a couple months later.
You might not hold as much mass as you did when you were on cycle, right? And I think that could be what's happening here with Hussein.
So it is official. Hussein has been outed as a fake natural by Greg himself. As far as I know, I didn't watch this full video, but I was told to look at Greg's comment, and Greg says that he was on a 16-month cycle when he first joined the gym, involving a lot of steroids as well as MK677. Now, obviously, he didn't lose every ounce of muscle, but remember how people were pointing out that he made like all of his progress in the first year and a half, and that seemed kind of weird? Well, this would make sense. And Greg's not being shy about it. He's shouting it all over the place, apparently. But here's some things that I completely disagree with. One, no, he's not natty now. There is no such thing, right? You take a heavy cycle, you're not natty now. It just means that you're off of gear. Like, you don't take a look at Jay Cutler and you're like, oh, well, he's natty now. No, we don't care about prior versus current. And here's the other thing. All those tests where they were like, oh, well, we'll pay X amount of dollars if he fails. This is failing a test. I know it might not be like the blood work on the spot, but he lied about being a natural for his entirety of his career. So, like, what now? Did we just sweep all those challenges under the rug? I honestly don't know. I'm very curious to see, where do you go from here? Like, Hussein, his reputation should be just completely gone. I don't know. You guys let me know. But this is crazy. TNFO.
Hussein Farhat got exposed for taking steroids, the biggest fake natural of all time. We had everyone defending this man. We had Jeff Nippard saying that Hussein was natural. Even myself, I'd met him in person and I was like, okay, this guy isn't overly huge. And he told me to my face, I'm natural. So I'm like, okay, why would this guy lie to me? I take steroids, I don't really care. But who exposed him? Apparently Hussein had been taking steroids for 16 months straight to make this transformation. So 16 months of steroids. Well, he was exposed by none other than his business partner, Greg Doucette, which is so weird. Okay, he says, turns out Hussein was actually on a 16-month cycle and he took a lot of steroids and MK677, and he has a certain type of polymorphism that gets him to keep all the gains. Now, why would Greg Doucette expose his protege? I have no fucking clue. That is so weird. I'm assuming Greg is trolling. I'm not gonna lie. But Jeff Nippard, in light of this news, made a post. I'm incredibly disappointed for defending Hussein Farhat, but he does say in this long line of text that he does believe Hussein's physique is achievable naturally. And I mean, this photo is definitely achievable naturally. I don't know about this. But yeah, I think Greg is trolling, to be honest. I'll keep you guys updated. So Hussein Farhat, the most controversial fake natural in the world, has just exposed himself. He made a video, I'm coming out, the truth. And no, he's not coming out as gay or bi. He's coming out as a fake natural. Yesterday, Greg Doucette made this comment on a YouTube video explaining that Hussein Farhat, his business partner, was actually on a 16-month cycle. He took lots of steroids and MK677 to become a famous fitness influencer and scam everybody. This had the fitness industry so up in arms that Jeff Nippard himself issued a full apology. I mean, look at this goddamn paragraph. Of course, I covered this, but unlike most of the people who came out of the woodwork to shit on Hussein, I kind of figured it was a troll. And after watching this entire 15-minute video, it turns out that it was just a joke. Basically, him coming out as not natural was a satire and was making fun of all the influencers who are quick to make videos, kind of like the one I made, and just shit on someone without a shred of evidence. He mentions the fact that he offered anyone $100,000 to test him, and he's now updating the offer to $500,000. Now, obviously, Hussein's transformation is unbelievable. And of course, the polymorphism thing doesn't make sense because they just made it up. So that's not an excuse of why he could keep his gains. So if Hussein really is natural, I honestly feel bad. But at the same time, I don't blame people for not thinking this is natural. At the end of the day, it should just teach us that we shouldn't care so much about whether someone's natural or not.
So everything you just saw in the last video with Greg was a joke. It was planned to be a video where me and Greg make fun of everyone that's saying that I'm not natural, because it just doesn't make sense, all right? That was the whole point. We're talking about polymorphisms. We're talking about me being on gear for 16 months and hopping off and keeping all the gains. It doesn't work that way and doesn't make sense. And the whole point was to show how dumb it is by us being extremely serious the whole time to just make fun of the people that are talking about it. And honestly, like, I feel like they're getting paid to make videos on me and saying that I'm not natural. I've tried everything in my power to show that I'm a lifetime natural. So I'll look into this camera and say, I've never done any sort of steroids. I've never done any SARMs, any peptides, nothing. The thing is, Greg made a comment on a video and he said that I was going to film that video soon and it was going to come out. And that's when, literally today, all of the people that I know, like Connor, Jeff, TNF, made a video on me saying that I'm not natural with absolutely no evidence. It's just a comment of Greg, but just Greg saying that I'm not natural, everybody believes it. After everything that I've tried to do, fasting blood work, I've offered $100,000 for whoever wants to come and test me for a full year if they want to. Anabolic stick, offered him this and he didn't show up, kind of out, which is fine. Connor offered to pay for all of the blood works, all of the tests for the next year, and he didn't show up. But again, that was the whole point of the video initially, was just to make fun of people. And now I guess we're seeing like people's true faces. I guess everybody's coming out now and they're against me. Some people, for example, Jeff, I totally get how it could affect his reputation. He was, you know, defending me in the comments in that video that he made. And I just want to say, honestly, without Greg making that comment, I feel like the video would have made a lot more sense, because it just goes through like everything. And at the end, after watching, you're like, all right, that makes sense. They're just trolling or they're just kidding. Like, what if is a polymorphism? If you do want to test me, if you do want to pull up, I will up it to $500,000 now. All right, $500,000. If I fail a single blood work in a full year, if I fail one over the year, I'll refund every single person all of the tests that they paid for, and also I'll give them $500,000 on top of it. That's my invite to everybody watching this. And if you guys want to learn how to build your own fitness business, obviously you can see I know how to drive attention. You can apply and work with me down below. I'm going to put the link for it, HusseinFarhat.com. And also, if you want to cop some Momentous, this is drop 2. You can go and get drop 1 down below in the link. Just click on it and go cop.
Hussein is a lifetime natural. I know of no polymorphism. This is a made-up word that I don't even know what it technically means. I said it so many times in the video. Now, one thing I did was I posted a comment on, I forget the guy's name. He has over 3 million followers. I wanted people to go read the comment and be like, oh my God, Hussein is going to post something about being a fake natty. And so I did that to stir up more controversy and to try to get him more views. Turns out that a lot of people were disappointed. He's lying. I can't get over this. I'm completely devastated. And I didn't think that through. I was just thinking, how do I create more controversy to get more views, more drama? And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have the first fake natty, the first fake natty? That's how you say it. And so I posted the comment there. I shouldn't have posted the comment. People are too upset. And so that was my mistake. I shouldn't have posted the comment. And so listen, guys, this is the honest truth. If you take a 16-month of steroids and you put on, say, 45 pounds of muscle or whatever, and you stop, you're going to lose a shit ton of muscle. Now, some people, I was talking to TNF, he says, well, no, if you only get to your natural genetic potential, you can keep those gains. Now, I know people who have used steroids and done this, and when they stop, they lose about half of their gains. And so if you think that you can just jump on this crazy first year cycle and put on like 40 pounds of muscle, or even if it's 30, you're probably going to lose half. And what's going to happen, so you know, LH and FSH is going to be tanked. Your testosterone levels are going to go in the toilet. You're likely not going to get an erection. You're going to feel like garbage. It's going to be horrendous. It could take you perhaps a year to get back to normal. And so don't try to be the fake natty and just go on gear for the first year and make all kinds of gains and lose it, because it's going to be a nightmare for you, and it's very, very unhealthy, and I strongly don't recommend it. It's all about being natural, guys. That is the truth after all. Until next time, I am out.